Hi, I'm Andrew Simpson from Ether Automation, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Zoho Creator to start chipping away at all those recurring tasks in your business. If you're anything like me, you get a bunch of emails every day, and these emails are usually the same flavor or intent. There's a series of actions that is pretty standard for each of these email types. One of those email types I personally get is I'll call them ticket requests. They're people, either new clients or existing clients, asking for some help with some scripting, right? Typically, when this happens, it goes into my Zoho Desk as a ticket where I'm able to log time against it. I'm able to have my notes. I'm able to assign it to my team. And I'm able to talk or have one of my team members talk directly with that customer through Zoho Desk portal, right? But what I have to do each time is I got to find that person in Desk, and then if they don't exist yet, I have to create them as a contact, and then I have to create the ticket and then assign it to the dev that probably worked on their last one, who has worked on the most tickets. That we're not doing a bunch of handover of information. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to process that email to do just that. So let me start by sharing my screen here. And hopefully I'm sharing the correct screen. Otherwise, this is going to be a short video. So what you should be able to see here is an email in a Zoho Creator app I've built, right? This Zoho Creator app, I'm eventually going to make public. For the time being, it's only going to be used in these videos. If you want access to this tool in about 3 to 4 months, you can shoot me an email. So let's say the summer of 2023. So I've got this email. It was sent by me, and it's saying, "Hey, I'm wondering if you could fix this script I built." Right? And what we want to do is we want to process this email to put it into Zoho Desk. So in a new tab, I'm going to go to function. I'm going to create a standalone function because this type of function is likely to be used in other workflows, right? So let's create a standard function to do all these tasks. So we'll call this new ticket. We're at namespace. We'll call it ticket. Deluge, and the return type we will do. We'll just say void for now. And the argument is the ID, and we want to use an int, great function. Now we have a standalone function. The reason we want to use a standalone function is some computer science concept called abstraction. We can store these standalone functions like this and then call them from other functions. So if we're going to build something that automates everything I do in my business, we're going to want to use a lot of standalone functions for things that are pretty standard, such as finding and then creating a new contact in Zoho Desk, or searching for a lead contact, and if nothing, leader contact in CRM, and if nothing exists, then creating a new one. That's pretty standard across all these systems. And so you may just want to send it in as one argument and not recode it every time. That would be what shows up in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a series of comments. The first one is we are going to search for a contact in Desk. Real simple. And then we want to create contact if none found. Then we want to search for previous tickets from contact. Identify most used agent. Create ticket in Desk assigned to most used agent. Straightforward, right? So let's start this out. The first thing we want to do is we have the ID, and then we want to get the email. So let's go from the left-hand side here. We're going to drag and drop fetch record in. Email data is the variable. We are doing emails where the ID equals ID. Insert. So it's going to look for the emails with the ID is equal to this. And because we are going to test this, I'm just going to grab the ID now. And we'll put that in here. So then with that email data, we're going to search Zoho Desk for that contact. So zoho.desk.search record. And it's going to ask for the org ID, the module name, the map name, which is optional. I don't remember what the rest of these are. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoho.desk.search record. So big int from, big int limit. So I think this optional map right here is actually going to be the search criteria. So what we're going to do is we're going to Google this. Zoho Desk Deluge. Integration task, search records, and then contact, and then query. So if we scroll down to that query, subject is Deluge. So in our case, it's going to be email equals this. So let's go ahead and plug this in. The module is contact. The map here is email map equals map. Email map dot put email, comma, email data dot somewhere in here, email. And I believe that's what it's called, email, yes. And copy, paste, and we'll put that right in here. And let's just delete the rest of this, and let's see if it works super quickly. Okay, so these parameters are required apparently. Okay, so the from, we'll do 0, specifies the number, we'll do 0, 1, and then it is required. So 0, 1, then we need to get the connection name. I'm going to cut that part out of getting the connection name. So, because we've covered it in a previous video. Okay. So now that we have the search working, we'll check to see if there's nothing here. All right. So we'll check this. We'll assign this to a variable, contact search equals. So if contact search dot get data dot to list dot size is equal to 0, then we need to actually create a contact. So let's go ahead and do that. Zoho dot desk dot create record. So let's do that. Again, it's going to be mostly the same information here, right? So it's the org ID, the contact, the email map, and then the string connection. So we can actually copy this from above. Again, this is a very simplified example here. Desk. Contact equals, and then let's put an else in here. Else the contact is equal to contact is equal to this dot get 0. Great. So now this will get our contact. Now we need to search for all tickets related to this contact. The nice thing for us is Zoho Desk actually has a get related record. So fetch records from the module related. So I can click that. I can put the org ID, the submodule, right? So tickets based on contact, the parent module, and then the rest of these is basically the same here, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So now we want to search for tickets. So tickets equals Zoho Desk get related records, the org ID, then the string module. So org ID, tickets, contact, and then this is the contact ID, which can be pulled out of this. Then 0, and let's go 200, and then let's have a blank map in here and use death. So 0, tickets, contact, contact.get ID, then 0, 200, 0, 200, an empty map, and then death. So this will show us all the tickets related to this account or this contact. And let's just info that. Info ticket, just in case. Boom. And so here are all the tickets that we want to use. So then from those tickets, we want to grab the most used agent, right? So let's start by saying the agent list equals a list. So we're going to add all the agents from all those tickets onto a list, right? And then we're going to count all the agents on that list. So we then need to iterate through all these tickets. So for each tickets.get data to list, so for each ticket in that ticket list, right? Then from that ticket, we want to actually get the agent. So agent equals ticket.get, I believe it's just agent. And we can check that very, very quickly by going to Zoho Desk API. If you're ever unsure, the Deluge statements in any Zoho Deluge IDE, wherever you type in Deluge, those statements, which is like the Zoho.desk or Zoho.crm. whatever, are basically API endpoints that make it a little bit easier to understand. However, the documentation on the API end is a lot better. So in this case, we're going to go to a ticket, right? And we are going to, let's say, list all tickets. We're just going to check to see what an agent is called in here. Email, channel code, blah, 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 blah. Assign EID. Okay, So it looks like it's called an assignee, right? And we're just going to verify that. So rather than agent, we'll call it assignee. And then we're going to agent list dot add assignee or agent. And actually, if we look at the documentation, it looks like their ID is going to be here. So let's just double down and say assignee dot get ID. And then we can info the agent list afterwards. And let's comment out this. So this will give us a list of all of those agents. Okay, so after reviewing the JSON, it's actually not assignee, it's assignee ID. Well, at least in my desk, you have to do this in your own desk. So this should work at this point. I'm going to comment this out, save, and let's execute. There we go. So there are 2 tickets associated with with this contact, and both these tickets are assigned to different individuals. So now that we have the list of agents, what we want to do is we want to grab the most used in that list, right? So I may cut this part out. Yeah, so I'm going to cut that bit out. But now that we have the agent list, we're just going to use that agent list, and we're going to grab the most recent agent, and we're going to assign the ticket to them, right? So next, we want to create the ticket. So Zoho.desk.create, which will require a org ID, a module, a map. And the module we already know. We're creating a ticket here. The map we don't know yet, so we'll come back to that. And then the string here, this connection is just desk. Again, it's all like all the other ones. So what we need then is the map. So ticket map equals map. So because there's a ticket map, so we know a couple things. First thing, we know who the ticket is going to be assigned to, and then second, we know the content, and third, we know the contact of that the person who the ticket's for. So let's go ahead and add that in here. Ticket map dot put contact, and that is this contact ID. The ticket map, and then we're going to put the assignee ID. And then finally, we want the content. So the ticket map dot put content, and we're actually going to pull that out of the original email data dot email content. Finally, we're going to put all this in. It's not going to work, and I know it's not going to work. I'm going to speed up all of the bug fixing because, and I'll tell you why. It's a gut reaction. I've been doing this for a while, right? This is probably not the right key. This is probably not the right key, and this is probably not the right key, and I'm probably missing mandatory fields, right? So rather than processing through that, I'll just let you know now that that's likely going to be the problem, and then we'll work through that in fast motion so that you can also learn how to do the same thing. But I'm telling you, this is going to have a bug. Let's go ahead and attempt this. Unprocessable. So content is found. Content is one of those things. So again, I'm just going to speed up this section, and we'll come back when the code is working. And we're back. So I'm going to show the ticket in a second, but I just want to highlight something here. Right? Like I said, the contact, the variable name was wrong. The assignee ID was correct. The description was wrong, but I was also missing two mandatory fields. In this case, it was the subject and the department ID. So again, I'm just going to save. And then in another window here, I'm just going to open up that specific ticket. As you can see, here is that ticket, right? It just gets created. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this standalone function in a so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the standalone function, and in a later video I'm going to show you how we use a number of standalone functions to intake a bunch of emails and just process them, right? Some of that information will be processing, quotes, processing invoices. We're going to make a bunch of these functions in Zoho Creator so that we can use all of them to streamline virtually everything we do in our business. I hope you found this video helpful. I will see you in the next one. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about Deluge or Zoho, feel free to shoot a comment or shoot me an email. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.